Ja, ich habe hier Sabine wieder vom Giga Verlag, .ch. Ganz in der Nähe von Zürich habt ihr euren Sitz und ihr habt ganz fantastische Autoren bei euch im Verlag. Und wir haben heute auch nochmal das Vergnügen, noch gleich einen anderen Autor zu hören. Aber vielleicht nochmal ganz kurz deine Sichtweise zu Gary. Sagst du uns da vielleicht aus seiner Sicht noch ein bisschen etwas dazu?
Ja, der Gary hat mich vor 2 Jahren kontaktiert per E-Mail kurz vor Weihnachten. Das kam mir vor wie ein Weihnachtsgeschenk, muss ich sagen. Ich meine, wann kriegt man schon mal eine E-Mail aus Hollywood und sagt, er hätte von mir gehört, er will mit mir ein Buch verlegen, ob ich das machen will. Er war vorher bei einem großen Verlag, aber er hat sich jetzt entschieden, das mit einem kleineren Verlag zu machen, weil das mehr Qualität hat. Und das ist halt so, dass wenn man ein kleinerer Verlag ist, sich mehr um die Autoren kümmern kann und sie betreuen. Und das mache ich eben auch. Und das, glaube ich, macht auch meinen Erfolg aus. Ich will nicht riesengroß werden oder sagen wir mal so, ich bin groß mit den Autoren, mit denen ich habe und betreue die mit einigen Projekten, oder? Und lasse sie nicht einmal wieder gehen. Das liegt mir am Herzen. Das hat mich sehr eben gefreut und bin auch stolz, dass ich den Gary in meinem Verlag habe. Ja. Weil er ist der Big Connector auch, er eröffnet einem Türen auch und das ist gegenseitig aber auch. Er ist auch ein toller Mensch und hat schon viel bewirkt in Amerika, aber er sagt immer, er ist eigentlich Europäer. Also, und das merkt man auch. Er ist sehr europäisch. Er ist auch oft hier in Europa, auch in der Schweiz. Ja. Und ja, das freut mich.
Ja, Gary Quinn, we can already finish the interview because she already told everything about you.
Thank you.
But Gary, I mean, this is amazing that we meet coincidentally here in Zurich at the Lebenskraft 2016. But this is not the first time you are traveling around. You are traveling around almost too much. Is that
too much?
Is that true?
But this is actually my 9th or 8th time I've been in the Lebenskraft years.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I'm usually traveling the world with the books and teaching people how to change their life and how to really inspire them to change the belief system. And I think everybody in the world that I teach, where I teach, they all want the same things. They want to be happy. They want to feel safety. They want to, feel like their life has purpose. So I think any spiritual teacher or any motivational person who can inspire that in others, that's what the work is about. I'm lucky enough to do this every day and teach people, not only just famous people, but people who are normal. I love individual sessions with people because I like to see the change that happens over a period of 6 weeks or 6 months. So for me, it's I just love people. I would love to be an ambassador to the United Nations because whatever country I'm in, I just love to be in that energy and help people and talk to them and really support them in whatever their dream is.
Well, now you have issued here a book in German, which is called Yes. Power Yes. Now, before we started the interview, I asked him already a few questions, and you told me the story of Frankfurt or Darmstadt, really.
Yes, Darmstadt.
Maybe you can repeat this for our audience.
I was teaching in Germany that year, and I had a seminar in Darmstadt, and I went to the seminar. There was about 80 people, and I walked in, and the energy was very heavy. And I said, what am I going to teach these people? They're not even open to hear me. And one of my clients, I hadn't seen him in probably 5 years. He surprised me. He was sitting in the back. He was a famous actor named Rolf Bauer. And so he sat in the back, and I said, okay, I'm listening to what I need to tell these people. And basically, I made them stand up, and I made them hold their hands to the ceiling, and I made them repeat 150 times, yes, 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 yes. And I saw after 150 times, they became very happy, and they started to talk, and then they listened. And the seminar was only supposed to be 2 hours, but we stayed there almost 3 hours until they kicked us out. And Rolf Bauer said, you need to do something with this. I can't believe the change in these people. And I said, okay, I will go home and I will start to test this out. So I started testing the word yes, and it only works in English. It doesn't work in German, ja, ja, ja. It doesn't work in Spanish or Italian, si, si, si. It's a different energy. And so yes opens people to give them the permission to move forward in their life. Even if they don't believe in anything, it doesn't matter. So that's where it was born. And from there, it's just traveled all over the world. I've done the yes exercise in probably 10 countries, and everybody has some kind of shift or some kind of change.
Amazing. And you learned quite a few German words as well. Why don't you repeat them?
Yes. Ja, hallo, wie geht's? Mein Name ist Gary Quinn. In die Show Wake News Radio, ich kann helfen.
Very good. Yeah, thanks a lot. Well, you know, we have a German audience, but we also have an English-speaking audience because we are on our United We Strike radio marathon.
Oh, excellent.
So this is every second Saturday in a month. So
Wonderful.
This is worldwide. Also broadcasted in the U.S.
Excellent. So people can get yes energy from wherever they want to go.
Absolutely.
The book is available in 8 countries, and they can just go to amazon.com.uk. They can go to my website, which is just garyquinn.tv, and they can see audio, video, whatever they want to read. But it's really about everybody out there wants to change their life. What I do is I support that by giving them inspiration, but giving them a motivational sentence. I give them a mission statement on how to create your future and have the map to really realize your dreams. And I think right now in the world, in the condition of the world, what's going on with the political arena, with the power struggle, that each country is searching for some kind of identity. And I think the identity is really for people to be authentic and to work with passion, but to have integrity. But a lot of countries like to work in fear. So I think part of my work is to go to these countries, or through the books, is to really inspire them to live an authentic life and not be afraid, because fear only creates more fear.
Yeah. Well, I think this is also the experience you had in Darmstadt. I mean, if they are all down in lower frequencies, then this is not really helping them, is it?
No, your frequency is really how you relate to energy. If you keep your frequency high, you attract high results. If you're depressed and angry, you go down. And I think what people need to do is they need to know that when you're down and sad, that's the time to come up. Because as you're happy and you're confident, you're attracting something new. And I think if people want something new, they have to start thinking it, because you set an intent or you set intention. When you set an intention for what you want to create and your mission statement, you start to attract it. You see, the laws of attraction, whether you believe in energy, magic, miracles, or just the energy of quantum physics, you're pulling in a vibration by everything we think, we attract. Everything you say, you become. Everything you eat, you become. So I think if people realize that, then their life is going to take a different structure by just going through their life.
Now, we talked about this. Is there a difference between poor people, rich people, famous people, not so famous people? Is there a difference, or are there specific needs, even though, by famous and rich people?
I think that all people want the same things, but the caliber of where they are in the financial structure, whether they're rich, medium rich, or super rich, there's still a sense of they want to do something, feeling good about themselves. But I know that a lot of the consciousness of the very poor people, they're raised with the victim mentality based on what they grew up in. But I know a lot of people who grew up with nothing, and they now have turned their life into something. One of my clients, she was an orphan in Lebanon. She was 12 or 10, and she used to look outside into the sky, and she would say, I'm going to move to America, make a lot of money, and help kids. And the nuns said, oh, you're crazy, Annie. It's never going to happen. Her belief was so strong that when she was 17 years old, one of the nuns said, you know, you're different. You have this hope or this faith that you know America is where you need to be. And a priest in New York City sponsored her and said, you come to America, I'm going to pay your way, I'm going to pay for your school. And she's lived in New York City for 1 year, and then he organized her to come to Los Angeles to live with another family who paid for her tuition at UCLA. She got her degrees. She's now created a company called Academy of Business Leadership to help young kids that is underwritten by Merrill Lynch. And I go and speak to about 1,000 kids every summer to teach them that they're the next presidents, they're the next scientists, they're the next people who are making a difference. Because it starts with the kids. The parents already have what they need, but if you don't teach the kids, which is the next future, then we're going to be in trouble. All of us will be in trouble. So here's a girl who's created a dream. She's now living in America. She's a U.S. citizen. She's creating companies to help people. And I mean, that's an amazing story of someone that didn't have any money. She came with maybe $50 in her suitcase. And so I think the consciousness within rich people or famous people is that they all have different calibers. Sometimes the very super rich people are worried about who's going to steal their money. Who do they have to hire so that they don't get kidnapped? Or if you're a celebrity, do they like you because you're the person or because you're famous? Yeah. So that's another problem. So I think it's different degrees, but I think everybody needs to know that you can change your life no matter how old you are or how poor or rich you are. There's always an opportunity. In each moment is a new beginning. What happened yesterday is not what's happening right now. Right now you can turn your life and switch on the switch and say, I accept something great. My intention is everywhere I go in the world, I always say I expect a miracle. And everywhere I go, there's always an amazing miracle. You just never know. It's amazing. So I think that's the key, is to get people inspired about themselves, not what they do, but what it is that they're about. Because when we leave this earth or this planet, you're only taking what you've experienced in this lifetime, which is love, joy, honor, integrity. You're not taking your money, you're not taking your books, you're not taking your watch, you're not taking anything but the experience and your lessons in life. And I think people need to look at the urgency. If you had 6 months left on this planet, what would you do? What would you say? And where would you go? Who would you speak to? What would you say to your people? What would you say to your family? And I use that when I teach people, because sometimes they don't really think about that. And I think it's really just gratitude. I had a woman yesterday, or 2 days ago in Italy, and she was really not grateful. And I said to her, if you had 6 months left, 6 weeks in your life, what would you do? And she was like, oh, well, I wouldn't speak to my husband that way. And I said, well, yeah, you need to tell him how much you love him and what a great man he is, because he'd come in for a session before her. And so the thing is that people lose track. We get so caught up in our daily drama, the life, the earth. And I think what it is this is really about who you are is important for this moment. That's all we have, is this moment. Yeah. So if you honor that, or you're in gratitude and you're joyful for everything we have, we're not in the jungle looking for where we're going to sleep tonight or hunting what food we want. We have running water, we have lights. There's some people that don't have any of that. So you have to, I think no matter whether you're rich, poor, or wherever you fall in the financial structure, you have to be grateful for everything you have. And I think gratitude creates more a wave of opportunity, of spirit, of love and joy. And that's all there is. Love is all there is.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Gary Quinn. Have a look at it. Schaut's euch an. Das Buch gibt's auf Deutsch. Sabine, letztes Wort.
Ja, danke euch und danke auch am Gary Quinn und danke für das große Interesse. Es war mir ein Vergnügen. Und ja, vielleicht sehen wir uns an der nächsten Lebenskraft. Der Gary ist auch immer wieder da, genau wie der Tim Brown, mit dem Herbst wieder in Zürich sein.
Super. Also,